Hey Clashes, Warden Charge Rocket Loons is currently one of the best, but at the same time one of the hardest strategies in the entire game. But I will show you today an approach which you can force versus every single base out there, and we're going to use this base as an example and then dive into some live legend attacks where I will use the same approach versus every single base. The first step, and that is the only thing where you have to really make sure that you're picking the right spot, is the fireball location. But as soon as you have done that, it's always the same. Which means for us, for example, we could pick this rage tower. So this entire compartment would be gone. The obvious choice might be, hey, let's just go for the shortest distance for the fireball and place the Warden over here. But this will take now time for the Warden to pick a side and actually go one direction, which could cause time issues. So what you want to do instead, give the Warden already a direction. So instead, I want to have my Warden walk up this left side. So I'm going to start him down here with the fireball overall being having to travel a longer distance. But at the same time, it is way easier to set him up to really walk this left side and then start somewhat early with our heroes from this right side. Because whenever you're playing fireball like this, you're creating pathing and you're creating control over the base. This entire blue section is going to be gone. And this means you're creating like a line of buildings in general, which is the yellow line, which at some parts of the base is going to be kind of wide, but still you have a pathing which your troops and heroes can follow. Now the important thing here is that you want to follow this yellow line from both sides, which means one side is the starting point for your Warden, the other side is the starting point for your heroes, which is always the same. You're going to run into time issues though if the Warden is not quick and has set the direction, because this is where time issues really start if you have to delay your heroes for too long. The one thing you can add now is the siege in different ways. The Flame Flinger is for sure the strongest, but you need to be quick with the thinking if you want to really utilize that. So for us in today's video, we don't really need to do that. So instead, we can just add the siege barracks as an additional power next to the heroes to really funnel them in. And that works totally fine as well. If you want to maximize the value, the Flame Flinger is one of the more creative things you have to add, but still, the approach is still the same. So, the same thing could be done, for example, with the core fireball. So instead, we would go for the core here with the fireball. Again, we would offset the Warden a little bit to make sure that the fireball goes there. This part of the base is going to get funneled. The Warden is going to the top side. And this means then we have this line again of buildings where from this side, the heroes are going in, which means king and queen. From this side, the Warden's going in. And that's pretty much it. Every single base. So let's dive into some live attacks and legends. Now I'll show you exactly how you can pretty much use this approach every single time. It's just depending on where you fireball. But after that, everything is set. And let's start things off first. The first base, we have a Rage Tower base, and I mean, the thing is just they're just so common right now. So on this one, I feel like a Rage Tower is a good place to fireball. No big surprise here. But again, we do want to have the Warden a little offset, so into the direction where the Warden eventually is supposed to go. So where do we want him to go? Again, we only see one sweeper, which means somewhere the sweeper. Yep, there's the sweeper bit on the far right side. So we just go from the top side. I don't mind. That's fine. So let's offset him a little bit. We don't have to go completely overboard, but just a tiny little bit. We have this right here. We can take down this air defense as well, just to be extra safe. Those tester need to go as well. And with that, as soon as the mortar is going down, we can then deploy the next few steps, which is, come on, Warden, go to the, okay, the Warden's going to the other side, so we wait a little bit longer. Maybe I take down this arch tower as well, to be honest, just to be extra safe here. Warden now coming back. We frost now. 1, 2, I will just frost now, okay. Let's go the extra distance. Fireball. Nice. And this means we're good to go. Amazing. Now a test loon. I will see how we can set up the funnel maybe on this side right here. We can maybe use a minion first to see, like, there's typically a lot of red mines. Then this, and then we can get ready on this far left side with our hero dive. That's exactly what we're looking for. Babe Dragon on this side, so the Warden's getting pushed in. We have some fire mites coming out. Come on, Warden. You managed this right, so that's good for us. Let's dive those in here with the Valkyrie up next. Some headhunters, the wall break in there, but make sure the Warden stays alive. That's the important thing here. We have to rage pretty soon, I assume. I think that should be the obvious thing here. So let's just rage really aggressively so he can walk into things. Actually, the ice bombs are going over to the Warden. I'm not sure if that is good or bad. I guess time will tell. At least for now, we can pop those hero abilities just like that. We have one more rage. I think we can... Don't really have to use that for our heroes, or do we? No, I think we're completely fine here. We can save it for our Warden. The druids are keeping the queen for now at least a little bit alive, so that's good for us. The tower will go down eventually, so maybe we can... I will just turn this I wanted to have the one queen of the tower invisible. Is the one queen going back maybe or something? No, she's not, but that's okay. Let's just rage up the Warden instead again. We have the rocket minion. No, not the rocket minions. What am I talking about? The super minions. I'm playing rocket loons. Super minions. That's the difference. Okay, but now let's just deploy the royal champ down here. And again, we just did the exact same thing. Yes, you could maybe force somewhere a flame flinger, and yes, you will have more power with that. But at the end of the day, really currently it's not needed whatsoever. So I just really want to show you the basics of what you can learn first, and then you can concentrate on the multitasking on 3 different things. Because first off, you normally just have to multitask 2 things, which is the Warden charge and then the hero dive. Those are 2 things. But at the same time, you can add a 3rd thing, which is obviously going to make the attack stronger, but a lot of times not really necessary. I think we skipped some buildings, right? Or is that everything? No, it's everything. Okay, we're fine. But yeah, so having 3 things at the same time is even more stressful. This is why we're starting with the basics now, which is just always forcing the same army pretty much with the same approach. And that works, as I said, versus every single base. Let's keep going. We have the next base. And I mean, what am I supposed to do? We're just having a Rage Tower meta right now. It is what it is, right? So what are we going to do on this one? I feel like Rage Tower, Fireball is quite obvious. Again, let's tap the sweepers. There's only one sweeper right there. So like both sweepers, right? So we're good to go. What we can do here is, I think we're fireballing the top side. We're going to have the Warden starting somewhat in front, I see. Or, nah, we're going in the corner, so he's going to the left, so I think that's the best. We can already start things off with a little bit of funneling and see if there's any Tesla maybe behind, so we need to be careful about those. But this then should be totally okay for us later on. I do not want to take down the top side because those are the buildings which are supposed to stay alive. So we have this funneling and pathing set up for our Warden later on. So let's just get rid of those wizard towers and such, just like that. One more, and then we can get the ice block in and get the fireball in as well. So like 1, 2. I think I could have made it more like less expensive, but with those rage towers, typically if you're going more expensive on that front, it's like totally fine. But you can see now we were able to like offset the Warden, which means we could have started right in front. Like the shortest distance would be top or this bottom side, but instead a little bit offside to really make sure that we have this control. So let's maybe use some minions up here to push everyone to the right direction. And then we can like have our Warden, not the Warden, sorry. The hero start at this bottom side, just like that. So Queen. We have as well the siege barracks. Let's double check again here. We have the clan castle coming out, so we need to be careful. Zooming out is such an important thing. Let's just put the ice golem in here. We have, yep, there is the furnace. So that's good. We can open things up with the ability. And I feel like there's not too much damage on the back end, so we can use most of our spells maybe. Even for the hero dive down here. Let's just add the druids maybe. Rage it up. Queen ability, Warden. Oh no! Rocket loons. Oh, we kept him alive. We kept him alive. Let's go, baby. Let's freeze this. Invis right here. The Warden should be still fine. We can get rid of the Expo with the Royal Champion down here. Let's support a little bit. And the heroes are really going to carry this entire attack. Like they always do, right? But yeah. Things look good. The Expo's going down, which is nice for us. Let's just tank some more shots of that. Make sure that the tunnel's going down. Let's get ready to play something if we have to. The action figure is still there. So we can like deploy now a lot of rocket dunes to take down the multi-arch tower, deploy some cleanup, and we're good to go. Another nice 3-star for us. So yeah, I mean, again, the approach we're going to do is always the same. And this is like the nice thing about this, which is still the attack is not too easy to execute. But the planning itself usually is somewhat simple, I want to say, because the approach then, as soon as you have the fireball spot, it's always the same. And this means the next base. That's right. This time around, again, I would have loved to see some non-rage tower bases, but if you're right now high up on Legends, those are the only bases you see. It is what it is. But for us right now, what are we going to take a look at? First off, Rage Tower is an obvious fireball location for us. That might be really nice. The question now, though, is where do we have the Warden going? Which means bottom side or top side. I feel like with that mortar, like with the crushing mortar, that can be kind of annoying for the hero dive. So we're going to start instead down here with this one. Need to be careful. Maybe take down this mortar so we have some more control over everything. Let's take down this. Chat told me to use 1 minion to take down wizard towers with only 2 rocket loons, which was a really nice trick. I think Dark is using this, so shout out to him. We can now use this. 1, 2. No. Okay, we have to like re-invis, I guess. That kind of sucks. Whatever. Still fine, we got the Inferno Tower and such, so only the Scatter survived. It's okay. It's okay if you mess up that invis, it is what it is. But again, the pathing is set up, so we can start with our heroes right away. We don't have to wait any longer. This time again, I will use the King first. And then the Ice Golem in just a second. Client Castle is coming out. There's 1 furnace, right? Yep, there is 1 furnace. So let's get this going. We can use a Headhunter for the defending King, which is great for us. And at the bottom side, we do not want to take any buildings away. The Warden is supposed to walk really slow and steady, just get the job done, kind of, while we have the heroes then diving in from this top side and getting the job done over there. Wall breaks are quite nice, I want to say, so the Warden, not too much damage. This is why we picked that location for him. Now the King ability, we have the Druids. Hopefully they're going for the Queen. They should. Warden is still fine. Can use that Queen ability or rage it up. So we get the Spitters in the core as well. The Warden, again, has only the Crusher and the Towner on him, which is not too much damage. And we can as well add now the Royal Champion from the chops. Oh, we should have not used the ability right away. It was not really necessary. But hey, it's fine. Let's get some more Rocket Loons in. The Warden now joining up with the other troops, which is not usually the best, but it's like, it is okay. Let's put it that way. It is okay. Let's freeze this up again. So the Queen is surviving. The Red Mine's taking down all of my little healers, which is quite evil. Dragon for the back end. And this means this attack is going to be another 3-star. Would have been cleaner. Oh, wow. That thing is doing a lot of damage. Wow. That was... Oh, that was crazy. But, would have been cleaner if we would have saved the Royal Champion ability for a little later. But, yeah, the Warden, if he would have stayed on his own, would have been nicer for us as well. But, again, the approach always is the same. This is really the nice nature of, like, usually this strategy, which means you don't need to be, like, too creative, as a lot of times it might look like from the outside if you have never played this strategy. It is not as crazy as you might think. The only core thing about this is really the multitasking, which you need to obviously learn, and it would take some time. For me, it took, like, now, roughly, I would say, 1.5 to 2 months to really, like, be quite consistent with the strategy, where otherwise I usually always had a lot of like slip-ups where I'll let my Warden die and such, which can still happen, but usually if I concentrate, it works normally. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know as well if you want to have more of those deep dive guides more often. The same as, for example, the base building tips and tricks, which we had as well 2 days ago. Let me know if you would like to see some more nerdy stuff in the future, or if you just want to have the more casual strategy guide type of thing of videos. But as always, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next Clash video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.